Hello, everyone. I am so excited. I've been looking forward to this ever since Debbie said yes, she would join us. I would like to introduce you to the beautiful and vibrant uh, Debbie Horton of Realty South. Welcome, Debbie. Can we get some applause? Yay. Yeah.
It's so good to
Okay.
see
Where are
you.
you? There you are. There you are. How are you, Debbie? Oh, Bonnie's on.
It's good to see you. You're one of my favorites. You know
Come on,
that.
let's. I'm gonna bring Bonnie on board.
Oh yeah, Bonnie's at our office. Hey, Bonnie.
Yeah.
You
There
working
she
hard.
is. Uh-oh.
I am
We
working
got a
hard.
smaller area.
I'm worn out.
I know.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's good.
That's a good thing. I've been working. I finally, for the third time, I have my veterinarian under contract for a third house. So we'll see.
Very good.
I have traveled many steps in Springville, Odenville, and Trussville.
And you did good, and you're better for it.
Yes, I am. I have just learned a whole lot, even after all my years. You know, it's a whole different world out in that part of the country.
Well, it's true. I mean, there's not one contract that's the same as the other. Everything's different. It speaks its own language, and we learn every day when we're in this business. I'm so glad to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while.
I know.
It feels funny.
It feels funny,
everyone.
I know. I have to call Rita, just to check in with her every, at least once a week to say, okay, what's going on with you, kind of thing.
I know.
So yeah, just everybody.
Yeah. So, Jana, your hair looks good.
But it's not teal. I'm disappointed. Bonnie, I'll bring you back on in a second. You hang tight, okay, love? You all right, Bonnie? Can you hear me? There we go. So everyone, this is Debbie Horton. She is a realtor. Because you had your license. When did you get your license? It wasn't that long before me, like a couple years before me.
Right. 2006 is when I jumped ship from being an educator into, as a second grade child, wrote me a note saying, Miss Horton, you're going to be a good real estater.
Awesome.
That's when
I
retired from
Tell
teaching.
us more about you being in education.
I think it prepared me for being a realtor, working with the public and just being out there and exposing yourself. And it's just, unless you've done something like that, it could be really scary. I think being a realtor, not having any kind of input with the public. And I was very fortunate in my community. I served long and strong in my community. And it just built my foundation. And I had a real strong family. And I think I was just ready for it at that time. So I think if I had gotten my license when I was in 1970 or 80s or 90s, I think that would have been too early because I felt like I had a calling in my life to be a teacher. So when in 2006, when the 30 years came due, I thought, am I going to do this the rest of my life? Am I going to try to get another career? Because at 53, I still felt really young to just fold my hands and get.
I'm 53.
Then you are just now beginning. This is the prime of your life right now, so embrace it.
Educators make, from what I know, educators make the best realtors because you have to nurture, you have to guide, you have to explain.
That's right. And nurses make good nurses. Anybody in the
nurses
medical
too.
field. That's what I've been told. I don't know. Now, my whole family, we were either educators, nurses, or realtors. I have I guess, second cousin removed. It's my first cousin's son, which is a broker with Keller Williams in Dalton, Georgia. So we have, and my cousin at Gulf Breeze, Florida.
And how did he not get you into Keller Williams?
He wanted me to go to Keller Williams, and I'm just loyal. I've been with Realty South my whole career, and probably will stick it out. They've been good to me, and I'll be good to them, and we just work together well. I feel like the Realty South really is one-stop shop, and I just I feel very comfortable there. So,
hey, Kathy Dooley. Kathy just joined. Larry Gardner joined on the Facebook Live. Kathy says educators, nurses, first responders, policemen, and firemen make great realtors. I'm married to an educator. No.
I gotcha. It just all depends.
Yeah. So, anyway, tips of being a top producer.
The main tip in being a top producer is to have a plan of action. And my plan of action is hope. And it's helping other people every day. That's just basically it. You help other people every day. I love to network with other realtors. I mean, we know this all makes application to buyers and sellers, but I feel like that being friends with other realtors and networking with them and having a strong network is just as important as having a lot of leads. I find so much value. Jana wants to show one of my listings, or I show one of hers. We get excited because we know that we're going to be a team to make it happen. And that's what I love is the realtors that I work with, that we become a team in trying to make the goals of our buyers and sellers become a reality.
Exactly. That's fiduciary duty.
Yeah.
And
yes. And I love it. And I think it builds trust just with the peers that you work with. It's not, like I said, buyers and sellers. It's our world. And I pride myself being in an industry like this, which brings me to why I think I can handle being in this industry is because it's so faith-based.
yeah, my faith. My faith has. I've really relied on it being a realtor. So
that's right.
But I'm blessed. Very blessed.
I like to use this, and I have never used this before. It's like baking a cake. A contract's like baking a cake. You put all the ingredients in there, and then you watch it manifest. You watch the chemical reaction of everybody's spirit and personality and their intellect, and you have to have a good team like your sometimes you depend on your broker, but most of the time you need your good lender, because you're not going to get a paycheck if you don't have a good lender and your good closing attorney. So after all those ingredients are put together and everybody waits for the cake to get done, it takes a lot of patience and faith. So we're having to depend on that faith, which we walk by faith and not by sight. So we just put the cake in the oven and wait for it to come out, but we have to have everything, all the chemistry in place. So I just really realize how strong the faith base is being a realtor.
Yeah.
I see it in you too, Jana.
Oh, I'm so blessed. So blessed.
I know you've been through some adversities, health-wise.
I whooped cancer's but whooped it.
Whoop, whoop.
And so did you, Missy. So
And
did
so did
you.
I. That's
Yes.
right. And I just didn't know if it was going to be the end of my career or not, but I had to just get up and dust the dust off and go on again. And but God throws you in the Word. He gives you a period of rest, like everybody's having at this time, maybe to reevaluate yourself and your methods, and maybe to clean our methods up a little bit. I'm finding myself doing that. I know that I need to be more computer savvy. You're a step ahead of me, friend, with this.
Oh, but still so much aggravation.
It is.
But yeah.
Appreciate you being patient with me.
Oh no, you were fine. You were you were good.
And but I guess if I had to leave something with you right now, we've got to remember that we're in a health crisis and not in a housing crisis. People can buy houses because the interest rates are so low. I think I checked yesterday with one lender. It was for a 15-year loan, 2.9.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. And I mean, closings are happening every day.
Yeah. Yes. But you know what? And I tell you what, and during my crisis of cancer, this is the reason why this is my secret weapon. Are you ready? Her name is Paige.
Hey.
Hey, gorgeous. How are you, Paige?
I asked Paige to come over here because, we're just in this together. We're trying to be social distancing because her husband is the fire chief, and we get reprimanded if we don't.
Uh-oh. Oh, how sad.
Paige has brought my technology to me, and that's how come I can continue to be a realtor. It's because of my treasure here. And this is Paige, and I want Paige to talk to you a little bit and tell about Paige is an educator.
Oh, I'm
that's right.
That's full time. And
we can't see you, Paige. Show that pretty face. You got your mama's face. Lower. Drop it.
I'm a speech therapist full time, and then I help mom on the side. So we work as a team.
There you go.
What I do.
So that's my blessing right there. Through my adversity, God gave me Paige. Paige's license. She got her license the same time I did. And they were frozen for 13 years. And when it came time, not maybe 12, because I had cancer in 2017, I think. And Paige says, well, Mom, if you think I can help you, I'll unfreeze them and get on board. So she did. And that's my blessing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, it's been a year and a half for me, and I'm still rebuilding my business. Like everything I worked on, everything we do today, you get paid for 90 days from now. So just all that work I did leading up to the diagnosis and then coming back. And yeah, it's tough. It is tough, but we make it.
We do.
We come back 100%, 150%.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But and I tell you what, this thing right here was my worst enemy. Can everybody see what this is? An estimated cost sheet. And when I mastered that, and I feel like I have now, it really made me realize what it was all about. This is the contents. This is how it happens right here. What you can add to, take away. This is your negotiating tool. And I see the importance of it. But that scared me out of the business.
Kathy Gibson, when I first became a realtor, she gave me an Excel spreadsheet, and you just plug in some information and it calculates everything. And I've updated it over the years, but that's what I still use. I just, every time I change offices, I change the logo on top. But yeah, that I'm grateful for. But I just want to talk about you and me, love, us.
Okay.
When I first became a realtor, I started out at Realty South Shelby, and there was just something between me and Debbie, and that office I'm sure has not been the same. When we saw each other, it was loud, it was rambunctious, and we would just laugh loud
Yes.
just by looking at each other. And I mean, we still do that today on the phone,
Yes.
or if we run into each other, she comes to deliver an earnest money check. It's just that big, boisterous laughter. So you always will have a special place in my heart, Debbie Horton.
Thank you. You
Always.
know, I feel the same, and it makes a big difference. I feel like if the office spirit matters, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
I mean, when I walked into Keller Williams and saw Anthony Arnone, I mean, it just, yeah, it made everybody just, I turned my earnest money.
Blue eyes.
I didn't want to leave. It was so amazing. And I just, Kent Brenner, he left our office, and we all missed him. But Rita Underwood is like our specialist of resourceful knowledge. So we're very fortunate to have Rita. But it makes a difference, the spirit in the office. And I try to be, if I'm not in a good mood, I'll try to shut my door so I won't influence everyone's mood. But most of the time I keep it open and try to see everybody. I pray for everybody's door facing.
I've never seen you in a bad mood. Never seen you.
You don't want to.
So, to give some tips.
Yes.
So one of the important things, and she lives by it. Are you ready? You want to know how to become a top producer? Answer your phone.
That's right.
Answer. Every time I call Debbie, I would say 99% of the time she answers. If she's showing a client, if she's showing a buyer house or is on a listing appointment, she will send me a text and let me know. But she responds. And I get a lot of sales calls with spoofed numbers, and it's a 205 number. Yeah. And I get so tired of it. I even lost the phone because I put it on top of my car and then drove off and found it smashed up after a spoof call, thinking it might be a lead. So you shared some things with me. Debbie, right here. Debbie.
Paige is like, Paige said, fine. She loves everybody.
Bye, gorgeous one. Tell her to get on Relational Realtor. We're here to support each other. Tell me about, Debbie, the phone call, when we were talking about just answer your phone.
Oh, my.
You gave me 2 examples of you answering your phone. One, you were on vacation down at the beach.
I thought it was Mr. Google. Everybody I call him Mr. Google. Heck, I don't know. But we were bombarded with calls from the Google company, wanting you to get your advertisement in. And so I wasn't going to answer the call. I had come back up to the room to get a towel. And guess what? It was a buyer. I was the 10th realtor that was hired on this 821 Ballantree Parkway. Everybody may know which one I'm talking about. But this guy had a California number, and he had just gotten his license and moved to Alabama and had a client. And guess what? They wrote an offer on that house. Whoop!
Oh.
If I had not answered that, see how important that was. Something my gut was just telling me, well, take a minute, Debbie, and do it. Even though the kids are down at the pool, go ahead and answer it. And I did, and we got a full offers. You know what? I call them contracts, but to me, they're like a scholarship. You know how excited it was getting a scholarship in high school? Well, I associate that feeling with that.
I'm trying to get centered.
I wasn't going to answer, and I got a listing, and I wasn't going to answer. It was weird, and these people want to come and look at houses. I mean, I just showed them this week. So you have got to answer your telephone, even though it may seem to be a bogus number. Go ahead and answer it. You can always say, "Oh, I'm sorry, wrong number," or something like that.
Or just, just say, "I'm not interested. Thanks," and hang up. It's like cold calling. You know, the worst thing they can do is hang up on you. It's not going to kill you. So you answering the phone and it's a salesperson, the worst thing you can do is say, "Thank you, but I'm not interested." Just hang up.
Right. In the meantime, if you get a listing, or even if you get a new buyer, the most important thing for your appointments is, number one, be punctual and try to be there. And if you put the lockbox at a certain day, you be there with that lockbox, and create appointments yourself, put it down, but you be there a little bit early, and it impresses them and it makes them feel comfortable too. You kind of like the icebreaker being at the listing appointment. Let's say Mr. Seller's there and he answered the door. You make them feel more comfortable, paving the way for your clients to come in. So it's always good to be a little bit early for any kind of an appointment. And when you're talking with them, try to be very articulate and speak with confidence, instead of like a washcloth is over the mouthpiece of the phone. I find that very irritating when I'm trying to speak with someone. And you find that, like, well, just situation with Paige leaving a while ago, my attention was on her trying to tell her bye. And it was very distracting for you all because I was not paying attention to what was going on there. I was trying to let her ease out gracefully. But
I was messing with you.
So that's another thing right there. And just take the contract very serious. Just recognize that the contract is the voice of your buyer. That whatever you put in that contract, you've got to hear them saying, "Oh, don't forget to put the refrigerator, and oh, the stools that match the bar, please put that in there." When you go through there, don't get in such a hurry because you might mess up on your closing cost and have to come out of your commission. So be careful.
Thank you, Lord. Never happened. Thank you.
Yeah. But it can, if somebody's pushing you to hurry up and you're trying to get to an open house that you've got scheduled at 2:00 and they're needing to get a contract in an hour. It's hard to get a contract completely done and submitted in an hour. So just don't ever be in such a hurry doing a contract, because that's major negotiations and it could come back to you if you're not careful.
Oh, gosh, yes. I've had an experience with new construction where gutters, you take for granted that there's going to be gutters on the house.
Oh, that's right. Or screens on the window.
I pretty much know that's an extra, but I never thought of gutters. But fortunately, my buyer was okay with it.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things we have to think about when we're writing up that offer, and when we receive an offer. Like, I had multiple offers on a small townhome in Calera, and identical offers. one of them did not ask for the refrigerator, and that's how she got it. She got the townhome because she, 3 identical offers except for hers. So boom, is something
Yep.
that, and the seller's market, something that minor.
Yes. And I will
Or
say, if you are handling new construction and you are representing the buyer, you know that it is a protocol for the new construction agent to write the contract. But it's up to you to protect your buyer. There's just so many things you got to be careful, like the cost, the closing cost. Again, I reiterate that because you've just got to be so careful to give them that estimated cost sheet that comes out of your office's packet, because it doesn't come with the new construction packet. So you've got to be careful to filtrate your packet in with the new construction.
Sorry. I'm looking at my screen. It shows that we're frozen, but we're not. See, look at us. We are live. I can't find my notebook. I think it's in my purse, but I took down notes when we chatted, and just to be a top producer, answer your phone.
Yes.
Loyal, faithful, and spiritual.
Yes. Yes.
So,
and your preparation. See, as an educator, let me say this. You've got to educate. You've got to make sure the whole person and the spiritual and the physical part is met, or people are not going to listen. When you do when you do an appointment, make sure that they're not dog tired from working all day. They can't think.
yeah.
Sometimes you present the material. Sometimes it takes me 3 to 4, maybe a week to list a house, because I want them to be careful to read the material and to make sure that they have enough time to get their home ready for listing, so they won't be so stressed out and angry, because it can affect their whole persona as a client for you. So you've got to love them, show care, and be patient and be a good listener.
Cindy Swindle just hopped on. Say, hey, Cindy. Hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey. I love me some Cindy. I love co-oping with her. Do you miss her?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I was like, don't hesitate.
Oh, my gosh. I think about all the people I've had the opportunity to work with. But, you have to let them go if they feel like there's a better opportunity. I'm their biggest cheerleader. Go where you need to go. But I guess the older I get, the more set in my ways I get. So I'm just going to stay, I guess.
I think I was at ARC at the time, and either I had an offer for you or you had an offer for me. I can't remember. And it was 9:00 at night, and you said, meet me in the parking lot at Realty South, and bolted up the hill from Helena to Pelham, and you gave me a cake. I think you gave me the offer and a cake.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what property that was, though. But
it doesn't matter. But I wanted you
to know. We made people happy. That's all that matters.
Right. That you're important. I mean, my other fellow realtors, y'all are my treasures.
Oh.
And I just want you to know that, because that's what we do. We've been trained in the same field. Our industry is very difficult because it's filled with unknowns. And I just have 3 things I want to share with you real quick. And you can jot them down. I want you to, when you have a minute, just get by yourself and read these. But what's Ecclesiastes 9:10? That's my ethos. That's my energy. He says in Ecclesiastes 9:10, whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your heart, with all your might, with all your soul. Sell out to your clients. Let them know that they are your priority at that time. See, I try to relay that to the way I am. James 1:22 says, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. But do it. You know, God tells you to treat others like you want to be treated. So do it. Don't hesitate. And then 2 Corinthians 5:7, for we walk by faith and not by sight. So sometimes you go by that gut feeling, right? So you've got to cash in on that. And Hebrews 11:6, now without faith it is impossible to please God, since the one who draws near to him must believe. You must be a believer in yourself, in him, in faith, in hope, and he exists, that he rewards those who seek him. And the very last one, and this is on my card, if you have a faith the size of the mustard seed, you can tell this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. For nothing will be impossible for you. So stay that believing spirit. Believe in him. Give unto him what's his, and unto Caesar what's Caesar's. And God, those that seek him, he blesses them. And that's the foundation of my business.
Oh my God, I love you, Debbie. I love you. The citations are Ecclesiastes 9:10.
Yes. James
1:22. Oh baby, I'm tearing up. 2 Corinthians 5:7 and Hebrews 11:6.
And Matthew 17:20. So y'all have my magic right there. So that's what it boils down to. Because sometimes, y'all, I don't know what to do. I mean, I get everything in place. I do what our ethics tell us to do. I do what my knowledge tells me to do. But as you well know, sometimes those loans are just up to him, especially the one that I had with Alabama Bond. And it was with Kathy Gapin. Everybody, if you have never worked with Kathy Gapin, you need to work with her because she's just a good standby. And my other one, Jonathan Roby. There's so many. And let's don't start mentioning names because everybody has their, polish.
Michael Mann.
Yes. Yep. Everybody.
I love me the man. Go ahead.
Yes.
No drama.
But Alabama Bond, Kathy called me and said, it just shut down, Debbie. This is after Friday 13th, March 13th, when the viral thing happened. And I said, you mean it's over? We worked so hard to get these children approved that we're going to buy a little house in Columbiana. And she says, Debbie, it's over. And I said, well, let's just pray right now. We prayed. 3 days later, it was like it rose. It closed.
It was resurrected.
Yeah, March the 31st, it closed with, I think we used, it's Mary Dunaway that I worked with, and she likes using Mike Atchison, so we went to Columbiana and used Mike Atchison. But anyway, that was a good team that was put together. I don't work with that, much, but you have to make it your priority, and like that's the best team in the world. And just because it's not people you're used to working with, you got to make it that special. You got to make it special. You got to put your 100% in, and don't be begrudging, and be thankful that God's put y'all together.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, God, you're an incredible woman and incredible inspiration. You are.
I tell you, It was so funny. Right before this started, I put a cake in the oven. I was going through these things and my principles, and I'm thinking, I'm going to go ahead and put those chemistries together and see if we can bake a cake. I was hoping it would go off by the time before we finished, but everybody is a gift from God. And you have to take everybody as that one little gift. See, I used to work with children, and everybody has that little thing about them that's irreplaceable, because your personality is like the fingerprint on the world. So just remember that everybody, I don't want to sound corny, but if it is, fine, but everybody's special. I sound like Mr. Rogers, don't I?
Yeah.
But everybody
and
is
he
special.
was awesome.
Yeah. But it's true. Just you have so much to offer the world. So just spring forth and give us all you got.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. And this has just been inspirational. And every time I talk to you, it's an inspiration. And I'm going to add these scripture citations into comments, so it's there. And I love you, and I love everyone who's watching this. And yeah.
I tell you, thank you for thinking of me. I don't see myself like that, but I knew we had that chemistry together, and but I never would think that you would think of me like that. But I appreciate it so much.
I think you're
really
freaking
special.
Awesome. Awesome. So you go get how many more minutes for that cake? I'll just.
I think it might be about ready. Let me take you.
Well, we'll hang on. Let's see the cake.
Y'all don't look at my oven if it's not clean. It's ready. It's ready.
Yay! Don't burn the cake.
No, I'm going to get it out. Hold on. There it is.
Oh, beautiful.
I cannot believe it. Let's see what it looks like when it dumps. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. I wish I was here. We would have a big party.
Well, we got this quarantine isolation thing going on.
I know it.
But I do have a mask that's got 2 filters on the side of it. Where'd you go, love?
Here I am. Hold on. I'm trying to dump the cake. I was going to show you my cake.
What flavor?
My gosh, it worked.
What flavor?
Here it is.
Where? Oh my gosh, it came out all in one piece. Oh, bravo. Bravo.
So just
Debbie, you're so awesome.
Just remember, your contract's like baking a cake. You put everything in there, it's going to come out good.
That's right. And in one piece.
Right, and everybody will enjoy it.
I love you, Debbie. You're so awesome. I'm going to end it. Hold that cake up. I'm going to end it with you holding that cake up.
Okay, here goes.
You're awesome. I love all of y'all.
We love you too.